It's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. This is Julie from Patchworks, and I'm so excited that you're joining us for another Must Sew TV tonight here at Patchworks. I see everyone hopping on. I see that we have sound happening, and I see you joining in. Please make sure you say hi so I can see that you are with us. Hi, Mary. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Karen. Hi, Barb. So great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. So, what do you think about this weather? Oh my goodness. You know, we were just so spoiled by that unseasonally warm, sunny weather that all the rain and dreariness today just has thrown us for a loop. But we need the rain, so I'm super happy that we got that. And, well, that just leaves us more time for quilting, right? So we have some fun things to share with you today. We're going to be talking a little bit more about our St. Patrick's Day. We'll talk about that in a moment. We have a bundle of the week for you. We have some new fabrics that are on their way here. And then we're also going to take a little sneak peek. I just saw my Moda rep this week, and we've been just starting to see all the different reps from all the different fabric lines. So it's just really exciting with all the great stuff that we are seeing, and it's great to see the feedback. I've gotten some feedback from you already about what things you might like to see or have special ordered in the store. So that is always super exciting. So let's get started with our bundle of the week today. Woo, bundle of the week. So our bundle of the week is this really nice bundle, lighthearted bundle. So lighthearted is a relatively newer fabric line in the store. It's still in the front foyer. And I just thought, you know what, wouldn't it be fun to feature this as our bundle of the week? So we still have some of last week's beautiful spring bundle here, and we have some other bundles, but I just thought this fat quarter bundle would be super great. So there's only 7 of them. You're going to want to scoop them up sooner than later. We have all sorts of yardage to go with it. You can keep it red and pink, or you could include the other aqua and greens as well, just however you would like to do it. Also a great stash builder just based on color. So if you are watching us for the first time, our bundle of the week are 12 beautiful fat quarters. And we have also been taking some opportunities to upscale them to half yards. This week is only fat quarters, regularly $39. Our bundle of the week deal is $24.99 while supplies last. Woo-hoo-hoo. So I hope you like this one. I think it is super pretty. We had some really big success with the bundle that we had a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to show you. Jerry had posted to our Patchworks Party group. So if you're not a member of our Patchworks Party Facebook group, and you do the social thing, you do the Facebook thing, because I know there's a bunch of you that watch on YouTube, you want to hop in there because we have amazing, amazing customers in our community that share great show and tell. So let me share with you what she posted. And we had so many calls to the store about the post. So here, look at this really pretty, really pretty picture. So this is the Moda Love Table Topper pattern, and she had used the bundle of the week that we had a few weeks ago. Now that sold out right away. So we made up a new bundle with some of the pieces but had the same flavor. Let me share the link for you. It's not a bundle of the week, but it still has the same flavor if you had wanted to do that. Plus, I have a pattern I want to share with you. So make sure you keep on sharing that show and tell. Let me first get the link for you. And I realized as I was preparing for tonight that I didn't have a picture on this bundle. So there's no picture, but just know the link I'm sharing is the link for that bundle. I think there's 7 available, so you will definitely want to hop on sooner than later to grab that if you were interested. It's called the Bright Floral Fat Stack, 12 beautiful fat quarters. It has most of those key pieces, but there's a little bit different components. Now, that uses the Moda Fabrics Love Charm quilt pattern or Carpenter's Star. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see the pattern. And then I will give you the link to that pattern. Okay, I'm going to make that go away. We're going to share my screen. And I'm going to go to the Moda Love page. Perfect. All right. So I included in the links this pattern for you, and you can see here that it is all squares. Now the one that Jerry posted, I'm going to pop that on top so you can see in this grid here, and let me see, there's a coloring page I believe for this as well. Okay, so there's a coloring page for it. Now what Jerry did is she made sure that every one of these colored or darker squares was a half square triangle. So I'm going to pop that back on top so that you can see that. All of the technology. I love technology when it works. Okay, so you can see here that in the quadrants, I don't think you can see my pointer here, but you can see that there's half square triangles throughout. So you could either leave them as whole squares, or you could do just like Jerry and turn them into half square triangles. Okay, super cool. So you would need to make that size a charm pack and then a yard of background. Or of course you can get the whole fat stack and then just make several. Wouldn't that be pretty? So that is the pattern that you can work with for that. You have the link for this, and I'll make sure to add the picture to this tomorrow so that you'll be able to see what it is, if there's anything still remaining. Now, as I said, we remade this, and it has different fabrics in it. It has the same flavor, but it's different fabrics. This one is a regular bundle, $39, but because the other one sold out so quick, we thought that it was a really popular palette, so we put it there for you to be able to jump in and still grab that curated selection. So that is a really great pattern, and it made me think about this other pattern that Moda put out that was using that as a medallion center. And especially if you're going to be getting a whole fat stack, you may want to incorporate it as part of a larger quilt. So let me share for you this second pattern. And that second pattern is called Love and Hearts. So I'm going to share this tab instead, and let me share it for you. So this one has the medallion in the center, but then hearts. Okay, so we've done this one before, but it's been a minute since we've done it, and you would absolutely be able to get all the color fabric from your fat stack. And then what you would want is 3 1/4 yards of a background of your choice in order to make the quilt that size. It's 52 by 64, and isn't it sweet? It has all these super cute hearts all around it, and I think that the colors really lend themselves for a bright and cheery heart and star center there. So the instructions are all here. Goes together really great. And wouldn't you know, I even have the step outs for the heart. So should we take a look at that? Let's take a peek at that. Oh, I'm so excited to see people are still joining in. So make sure to like, share, so we can have lots of fun. Okay, so let me take a peek over here and we'll look overhead to be able to check out this, but I need to share that pattern with you, okay? I want to make sure you have the pattern. There we go. All right, so that's the second pattern. All right. So now I have a black and white copy of this pattern here. Can we see it? Yep. Okay, so here's the black and white copy of it. And I wanted to show you, it's in different fabrics, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to make the heart block. So the trickiest part about making the heart block, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so it's really super cute. And you know, hearts aren't just for Valentine's Day. I love hearts all the way around. And then I always wear my heart necklace all the time because I just think that you can never have too many hearts and too much good energy, right? So you are going to start with some 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles, okay? So if we have a left and a right, okay, the trickiest thing is to remember that you're going to be working on opposite sides, okay? You need to have mirror sides. So all of your background squares here, the big one is a 2.5 inch square, and the small squares up on top, these are 1.5 inch squares. And they're just connector squares, okay? So what we're going to do first is draw the lines on the back side of our backgrounds. And I know with the white on white fabric, it can be super hard to distinguish which is which. You know, if you ever mark on the right side, which is then the wrong side of your white on white, don't worry about it. Just include it and then flip half of them and it'll look interesting, okay? So you're going to want to make sure that you do this side and this side, okay? You want to make sure that your lines are oriented differently if you want to have whole hearts. Otherwise, if you make them all in one direction, that'd be fine, but you'll have a whole bunch of broken hearts. And you want to have whole hearts, right? Yeah. So we're going to sew on half of them on the left and half of them on the right. And after you sew it on, you can cut away your extra, right? And then we'll move on to the top. And when you move on to the top, you're going to put your connector corner on the top, and we're going to do one side at a time. And it can be your choice which side. I think they chose to do all the left side and then the right side, but it really doesn't matter. So you have your line, you stitch, you clip, you trim, you do it on the other side, da-da-da, and then you'd have all of your different your halves, okay? You'd have your halves, and then after your halves are together, you can pretend those are there, you'll put them together like that and press them. Super fun, super easy. This would be nice for a coaster. You could just make a whole bunch of these for placemats, table runners, whatever, but it's a really great option for extending that Moda Love charm table topper or wall hanging or baby quilt, okay? I think Jerry was saying that she was using it for a baby quilt. So I hope you enjoyed that little lesson and little pattern. And if you were wanting to get in on that curated fabric collection, we did something we normally don't do, because Donna had called in and she was begging and pleading, and she said, please, 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 I just saw it. Can you make some more? And I said, well, we typically don't do it. It is going to be different, and it's going to be a regular bundle, but we'd absolutely love to hook you up with fabric since we have some more to share with you. So scoop that up before it is gone. Gonna look over in the comments, see if we have any questions yet. I'm seeing lots of hellos. Don't think we have any questions yet, so that's good. Hopefully that means I'm being clear in what we're talking about today. All right, so since we talked about hearts, I thought now we should talk a little bit about shamrocks. So I don't have the step out with me today, but this is our 12-pack pattern. And I thought we have to have it as our backdrop since it's really only seasonal for another, 3 days or so. And I love, love, love this easy peasy quilt that Angie put together. So Angie from Big Bear Quilting, who does all the long arming downstairs, she designed this pattern and she based it off of 12 fat quarters for your shamrocks and then a scrappy sashing. And we thought, well, you know, we got to have a pack for scrappy greens. So we put together a scrappy green pack, okay? So, and it was so popular, we had to make it again. So, we used the Connemara line from Patrick Lose and then scrappy greens. So it's similar to what Angie used, not quite the same. She used solid white for your background. You could use solid white, you could use a white on white, you could use a combination of scrappy white on whites for your backgrounds. That could be a lot of fun. We do have copies of the pattern complimentary to you, and they are free if you come into the store, or they are included with any order that you order online. And if you are watching this after March 17th and are wanting the look of the Irish pattern, just make sure to put a note in the comments of your order, or when you stop on in, request it, because we absolutely have this pattern to share with you and would love to share it with you. If you wanted to do something a little bit more whimsical in your shamrocks, we put together a couple, or one pack, we have a couple left, that's a little bit more whimsical, that has some leprechaun gnomes and a little bit more whimsically designed St. Patrick's Day prints. So here's the really exciting part. It is March 14th right now, and we thought we would have a little bit of fun. So I have added an automatic discount as of 6:30 tonight to our website and also in store, and this will be good through the 18th of this month, so just a few days, where you will automatically get 17% off any of the items that we have in our St. Patrick's Day Fun Collection. So let me share that with you. All right. Ooh-hoo-hoo. So that's super exciting. St. Patrick's Day Fun. So we have a combination of the themed prints, but there's also some really great tonals in there that you could love, love, love. So that is something exciting. So St. Patrick's Day Fun, 17% off holiday themed items through the 17th. Okay, I say through the 17th. I think it's either the 17th or 18th. So sooner than later, in order to make sure you get what you need. And that applies automatically. So if you add an item from that collection to your cart and you look at your cart, you will see that automatically appear there. So on the general page, it doesn't reflect in the item. You have to add it to your cart in order to see it. And if you shop in store, it will automatically come off as well when you are working with an associate. So whether you wanted to pick up a bundle, and you know, this green bundle, this is an awesome bundle, and we've been going around making all sorts of color bundles that we're stocking in the store. So I know Heidi's going to kill me when she finds out that we're putting them on sale right away. But as I said, it's just the green one, and it's only for a couple days. So really, really pretty, and we'll just have to make some more. It includes the new prints of these super cute leprechaun gnomies as well. And in case if you didn't have time to make anything, I have one Venice table runner that's already put together. And this is from a couple seasons past. We currently do not have the exact fabrics that are in here. So if you love this, you can pick it up. It is priced at $50 and you'd get 17% off of it as well. We only have one of those, so you'll want to make sure to scoop that up if you were interested. Super, super, super fun. All right. So I hope that's exciting. I think it's pretty exciting. So now I think we should talk about, since we're talking green, this will lead beautifully into a fabric collection that we just received the pre-cuts and patterns for, and the yardage should be coming shortly. And that particular fabric line is Shoreline by Camille Ross Kelly for Moda. She had been of Bonnie and Camille, but her mother Bonnie retired, so now she's just Camille, and it's super beautiful and super pretty, and I think we should take a peek at what we have to look at overhead. And you'll see what I mean when I say it goes well with the green. So it's a blue and green collection, and we will look through the different fabrics that are available. We have the pre-cuts from the manufacturer, as well as some pattern inspiration. I have the collection page. I don't have the yardage that's not in store yet, but I do have the suggested solids with it. So we're trying something new where we are including the solids in the picture. So let me just quick share with you my screen for that. Share screen, Shoreline, share. Here we go. Okay, so I've shared the Shoreline page with you from the website, if you followed that link. And so the yardage is arriving shortly. We will have patchwork cut, fat quarter, half yard, full yard bundles, and would be more than happy to do custom kitting. Please send your requests. And then I included the information from the inspiration sheet that was shared with me in the Moda catalog for the quotes that Camille put in there. Take me to the ocean, let me sail the open sea, to breathe the warm and salty air and dream of things to be. And you can see that we have things here. I did not include all the yardage, and but I do have the solids that go with it. The yardage will appear on this page as soon as it arrives in the shop. Since we're just trying something different here, because I had put in, sometimes I add the yardage before it gets here, and then everyone thinks it's sold out, and it just gets a little confusing, so that's why it's added after. Okay, so let's look overhead here. So we have some patterns that we have, so let's see if I can get it without the shine. So we have Coastal, a simple layer cake quilt by Camille. So you need a layer cake or 40 10-inch squares, some blue fabric, 3 yards of white fabric, 3/4 of a yard of binding, and 4 yards of backing fabric. The quilt finishes 60 by 73, and it is a super cute little hexagon pattern. $10. It looks like hexagons the way that it is here. When it looks here, it looks just like connector corners on squares. So it just depends on how it's laying as to how it looks. Pretty. Then we have sand and sea. So we have an alternating sawtooth star and then a smaller sawtooth star in a little box, okay? So really interesting with the color placement, called Sand and Sea. Finish is 78 square. And for those of you who are not fans of square quilts, this would be easily scalable to turn into a rectangle, no problem. You need 15 fat quarters, and then you need 1.5 yards of gray, 5.5 of white background, 3/4 of binding, and 5 yards of backing. $10 pattern as well. We have Sweet Escape, and this is log cabins, traditional log cabin quilt. That is the way that it is positioned in the quilt. You get this alternating design of these sawtooth stars that emerge. That's super, super cool. It's an 80 by 80 fat quarter quilt. Once again, it's a square quilt, so I know some of you might be a little sad by that. But what you can do as well on something like this that has the, you could go ahead and put, you could put in top and bottom borders to get it to be a rectangle. This is 13 blue fat quarters and then 3 3/4 yards gray background fabric, 2 yards of white fabric, and 3/4 yard of binding to finish 80 by 80. We have Swoon 16. Now this particular quilt is shown with Hello Darling fabric. However, it is sampled in this fabric line on our website, so you can see that in the sample there. But her swoon block is something that Camille is definitely known for. And so we have this pattern in stock. And the pattern that's stealing the show is Edelweiss. It's a delightful 74-inch flower quilt. And so you have this really interesting flower block here. And then you have the alternating leaves in there. And I do have one box kit for this particular one. If a billion of you want this and more than one people want the one that's remaining, as I said, this one was in much higher demand than I realized, we'd be able to kit this after the yardage comes in. So just let us know sooner than later if that was something you're interested in. But this is the Edelweiss kit featuring the shoreline fabric. It finishes 74 square with the box kit. All you need, and look at this box. Isn't this amazing? It's a really, really, really cool box. You are just going to need 5 yards of backing fabric or 2.5 yards of wide back. And yes, we are getting 2 of the gorgeous shoreline wide backs with this collection, okay? It includes the pattern and all the fabric needed for the top and binding. Super pretty. Oops. I'll have to look here to see why we have that. All right. So I believe I just tucked in an extra pattern. So you really only get one pattern. Ha! Then we have the fabric. So with the fabric, we currently have the Yummy, and yes, we are getting the entire line. A few of you had asked me a while back if I was getting the entire line, and we're still in the, we're almost done, but we are still battling with technology and doing a little bit of conversion finishing. So I wasn't certain with my purchase orders in the system, but I'm telling you, we are getting the entire line. We are getting 2 of the wide backs. So really, really, really awesome. And then we're getting more of the coordinating Bella Solids as well. All right. So I believe I also have a fat eighth bundle as well of this. I should have the yardage available next week. I will post it the instant it is available. And so you can see it is just yummy, 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 yummy. Everything I'm showing you right now. Oh, look at this pin dot. Oh, do you remember my blue and white polka dot blouse that I wore until it shredded? I need to get another one. It was so pretty. So I love, love, love this collection, that it has just the grays and the whites and the blues and the greens and then the navies in there. I wanted to pull out, we had just a little bit of sunny side left, just to show you if you have some at home or you wanted to expand the range here. These colors go beautifully with it, okay? So all of this just goes. So I think we only have 5 pieces left from that line, but it all works really well, okay? So as I said, everything there is on the collection. Let me get the collection for you if I didn't post it yet. So that you can scoop that up if you were looking to do that. I will do my best. Any comments that are in the comments, since I'm not able to grab it while we're talking, I will scoop through after. But if there's something that's limited quantity, I would recommend that you go ahead and just scoop it up, but while I'm doing the presentation, okay? Since I'm not able to take it offline while we are going. All right. So we have a couple things I want to share with you. So I was thinking about this particular fabric line and remember that we had fun with the Nantucket Shores little zipper pouch back a couple years ago, and this was super, super, super popular, and we had lots of fun and we ran out of everything. And so I was really excited because we have these Shoreline mini charms here now. So I wanted to share the pattern with you, and so you could have it be, this is with different squares, but you could have it be all squares, or you could have it be some squares and then some background, and then you'd be able to extend the mini charm and make several pouches. I included in the collection the 3 different zippers that we have that would go really, really well with this. So the navy blue Atkinson design, the light blue YKK generic kind of zipper that comes from another one of our distributors, and then the Bristol blue from Atkinson design. They're all great YKK zippers, 14-inch nylon, great price, works great, all works super awesome with the fabric. Let me grab that pattern for you. It's called Nantucket Summer. The mini charm that's pictured in the, that's pictured on the pattern, we have some additional ones on order. I have no idea when and if we're ever going to get them. So I don't want to pre-sell them because that's something that can be a little challenging in case for some of the Moda gift kind of items, because I know we've been waiting on some zipper charms for a little bit, but this is super fun for zipper charms. So the pattern's really, really simple. If you are going to be making it like this, you would piece together some squares, put some strips of fabric on it. If you were going to make it all squares, what you would do is you would just make a little mini quilt, right? So I think this would be a 5 across by 8 down if you were making just the mini charms. And then you pretend this is the same fabric, okay? So pretend you're going to layer it. We used soft and stable. You could also use fusible fleece. You could use a little bit of leftover batting if you had wanted to. You could just use interfacing. What I really like about the soft and stable is it gives it this firmness. If you've never worked with it, it just kind of stands up by itself, but the foam is so easy to sew with. It's so easy to sew with. I was really concerned the first time that I used it, but it's so nice. So gonna do a little bit of quilting. On this bag, we just did some straight line quilting, and then we did a little bit of grid in the squares. On this plain one, we just did some straight line quilting. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to notch out the top part where the zipper is going to be, okay? Let me go overhead here. So we did our quilting, we pieced it, we did our quilting. Then what we're going to do is that we are going to notch out on the outer corners 1.25 inches. Okay, 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches, all right? After we notch that, and we did here, you could see how we did an edge stitch all around the perimeter just to keep everything together. You're going to take a zipper of your choice, and you are going to, if this is your right side, your outside, and this is your inside, we're just going to take our zipper, we're going to leave it long, and you're just going to sew 1/4 inch here, and then you'll flip this up and 1/4 inch there. It is then going to look like this. Do you see that? Now the big important thing to remember is that you want to stay stitch, so back tack on each side, and then what we did here is we stitched it down so that it all stayed nice together. So using contrasting thread just so that you could see it, okay, stitch that so that it held down nice and kind of finished that edge, okay? All right, so this is an unlined bag that we're making. Now it is time to trim off the edges, but before we trim off the edges of our zipper, we want to make sure that our zipper pulls in the center. Ask me how I know. So we put the zipper pull in the center, and then we're going to sew across here, cut and cut, all right? Then we're going to fold this up, and we're going to notch this side. So make sure you pin it nice, pin it in place, pin it into submission. So it's 1.25 inches, 1 inch. Okay, 1.25 inches, 1 inch. Then what you're going to do is you are going to stitch this side down, and then you magically pull this out and stitch it across. Okay, you can see we did a zigzag on either edge here just to help finish it off. Before we finish our final step, you want to make sure that your zipper pulls in the middle so that your hand can work in here. Going to open this up, stitch, open it up, and stitch. Okay, super cool. This particular one has little tabbies here. You don't have to put the tabbies there. If you wanted to, you absolutely can. You could use the edge of your zipper tape that you'll have left over. You could do that. You can use extra fabric. You can use ribbon, all sorts of fun stuff. And then, of course, you can put a zipper pull of your choice on the end. Really, really, really fun. I think we've had customers make like dozens of these. You know, you can use plain fabric on the inside, or you can go ahead and use really nice decorative fabric. If you are making it just with this, you could make 2.5 from every mini charm, okay? So, and if you wanted to make it like this, you only get 1 per mini charm, okay? So if you want to make them like this, and you were wanting to cut your own, and you wanted to make more, if I said you could get 2.5, you can get 2.5 times 4. So what is that? That is 10, right? 10. You can get 10 from a charm pack. Yay, super fun. So what do you think? Was that a fun little project? I think it is. Fun little project. All right. So lots of great inspiration on the Moda website there. And I just wanted to share that with you. We'll be having lots more fun with the shoreline as it comes in. And I'm thinking we're going to be talking more about it next week. All right. Just hopping to see here if we have here. So, okay. Now we have one other teaser of a fabric line that I'm going to share with you, and that is the collection from Create Joy Project that we are going to be receiving. It is called, what is it called? It's called Coming Up Roses. Coming Up Roses. So I have some patterns to share with you. I don't have any pre-cuts yet. And I'm going to share with you the inspiration page so we can look at that. So the inspiration page, let's look at that quick. Dun, 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 dun. Coming Up Roses. Share the screen. So, I love this line. So there are several patterns that are available with this line. So this is Iconic, and I have Iconic. It looks very, very, very differently on, it looks very, very differently on the package, okay? So I have included on the website the picture of what it looks like on the inspiration page. Then we have in the upper right-hand corner here, this is the Garden Lattice Expandable Quilt, and it's available to be made in a pillow or table topper, a throw size, a twin size, or a queen king size. Garden Lattice is $12, and I love that you have all the multi-sizes in it. The Iconic, I did not tell you, is this is a Lella Boutique, and this is a 78-inch square, and it is offered in one size. It uses layer cakes. That was that first one in the upper left corner of the screen. And then this one here, this one uses charm packs, a bunch of charm packs or layer cakes. And then we have the watercolor swirl, which is super pretty. And this is a single size quilt. This is 56 by 63. And this takes yardage. So those are very, very pretty. In the collection, we have the salvage to salvage, really, really gorgeous prints, the With a Fabric prints. And then all of these gorgeous coordinates, as well as these flow, that's what it's called, F-L-O-W. This is Laura's of Create Joy Projects, her basics. And they're not really, we don't stock them particularly as basics, but we've had them from time to time. Just really pretty and beautiful. And I'll show you the couple pieces that we still have in the store that would go beautifully with this. So we can't wait for this to come in. It will be soon, and it's showing a March delivery. However, I have not gotten shipping on it as of yet. So we are also getting wide backs that go along with this. We are not going to be getting the rayons that come with the quilt. Okay, just peeking outside, there's someone that's coming and with to tow a car away. So, all right, fortunately it's not our car. That would be bad. So those are the great things that we have to talk to you about tonight. So I got the opportunity to check out some additional fabrics that have been previewed on the Moda website. And I do encourage you that if you have seen or heard anything about it, that you let us know, because I would love to be able to hook you up with some things. I know that Kathy had already texted me, and she had asked me to bring in the new Minnick and Simpson box kit for her. So I am planning on bringing in the box kits on this next go round for what is September and October. If you were looking for particular bundles or such, please let us know. I know that we aren't huge into pre-sales. However, we'd be more than happy to hook you up with anything you'd like. So I'd like to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'll be going through the comments to see if anyone has any questions. We are here Tuesday through Saturday in store. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I wish you a very happy quilting. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.